Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and I'm here to talk about the Alien story. This episode forms a part of my series on all the lore and history of Elite Dangerous. The Thargoids had been looming in the galactic background for many years, and in September of 3303 they finally arrived in force. After having attacked Federation fleets as well as a variety of megaships, commanders sought out the alien vessels in an attempt to either drive them off or to simply see what level of damage they could inflict. The Thargoids would appear in a new type of signal source which could be located whilst flying in supercruise. These were known simply as non-human signal sources. More often than not, these areas would contain Thargoid interceptors. Humans, however, lacked the technology to reliably scan the alien ships, yet that was the least of the problems. It was quickly discovered that Thargoids proved immune to all forms of human weaponry. It was simply impossible to damage them on any level. The Thargoids, however, proved to be extremely deadly, both with their shipboard weapons as well as the swarm of fighter-styled ships they were capable of deploying. The situation remained this way for some time, with Thargoids continuing to attack human ships and invade human space. Slowly but surely though, plans were being drawn against them. Aegis, having grown in power, influence and capabilities, soon developed new anti-Thargoid weaponry with the assistance of the engineer Ramtar. These new modules and weapons slowly made it into the hands of commanders over periods of weeks and months. Eventually, Thargoids were being defeated en masse. However, this wasn't to be the end of the situation, as ever increasingly powerful variants of the Thargoid interceptors began to arrive. This culminated in December of 2017 when the Thargoids began to attack and severely damage human space stations. The levels of Thargoid aggressions were beginning to ramp up, although still no one knew why the Thargoids were attacking or what they wanted. Some would speculate that the aliens were merely retaliating for crimes committed against them, citing the destruction of the Thargoid barnacles among numerous other things. The truth, however, is that no one knew the reasons. Stations continued to be attacked on a regular basis, and for a while people scrambled to repair the stations. However, despite the valiant efforts of the numbers of groups assisting the stations, it soon proved to be too much. Stations' ends seemed to remain in an almost perpetual state of disrepair, with more stations being attacked all the time. The Thargoid conflict took on a different turn in February of 3304 with the discovery of a new variant of Guardian ruins. Data gathered from previous ruins dated the Guardian race to be millions of years old. That same data also confirmed the Thargoids to be of a similar age. The two races had been embroiled in a war with each other. Eventually, the Guardians won the war and drove the Thargoids off. Within the newly discovered ruins, blueprints were discovered that allowed for the creation of Guardian-human hybrid technology. These came in the form of a variety of modules and weapons. The weapons were of particular note, as they proved to be extremely effective against the Thargoid ships. This ramped up the Thargoid conflict, as a greater number of commanders were able to participate in the war due to the greater power of the weapons themselves. Aegis, meanwhile, continued their involvement in countering the Thargoids, with the deployment of the Eagle Eye network in March of 3304. The network comprised of 6 surveillance installations dotted throughout inhabited space. Visitors to the satellites received an encoded message in the form of a NATO phonetic alphabet. When decoded, the message revealed the location of the next system the Thargoids planned to attack. This was key in attempting to repel ongoing Thargoid incursions, and commanders quickly demonstrated that if enough Thargoid ships were attacked and destroyed within one of these systems, it would act as a deterrent and prevent the Thargoid attack. New Guardian technological advances continued to be made in August of 3304 with the discovery of massive ancient Thargoid beacons. When activated by firing at pylons located around the beacons would move into life, components shifting and lightning arcing. At the end of this, it would be possible to scan a data node, after which an ancient key would appear. Taking the key to a Guardian ruins pointed to by the beacon itself, it would be possible to uncover a new form of blueprint. This could be used to create a Guardian human hybrid fighter ship that could be deployed via a fighter bay. The fighters were capable of damaging Thargoids and thus represented yet another step forward in the ongoing Thargoid War. The conflict with the Thargoids continues, and in many respects the aliens themselves remain a mystery. Across the galaxy, commanders continue to make new discoveries, leading to the cataloguing of a variety of space-based alien species. By early 3305, it felt as though the Thargoid War had reached a stasis with little to no meaningful change in either direction. All eyes then continued to point towards the future. Check out my YouTube channel for more details on the alien story, and be sure to check back often for more lore-related videos. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.